Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, great and wonderful people of Biafra, great people of Africa, lovers of freedom all over the world. I greet you and I welcome you to this evening special exposition where we are going to be navigating the activities of the BBC. We are going to expose BBC for what they really are. Remember that the BBC, they are those who actually promote the oppressors while indicting the oppressed. BBC is that company who does not want the voice of the oppressed to be heard. I hope I am coming out clear. I hope I am coming out clear because we are going to show evidence. We are not here to sabotage the BBC, but we are here to return the favor that BBC has been doing to us. There was a Holocaust in Africa in 1967 to 1970. This Holocaust was courtesy of Nigeria and Britain against the indigenous people of Biafra. BBC was the only media that covered that Holocaust. BBC concealed the coverage. BBC concealed the documentations. BBC did not release those documentations or any other thing that will prove to the world that there was a war crime committed on the indigenous people of Biafra in Africa. BBC they did conceal it. So today, I am here this evening, this morning, depending on your place of domicile, to actually bring to you what BBC called disinformation and what BBC used to actually indict our struggle. Because self-determination that we believe in, it is not a crime. It is not a crime in any part of the world. It is not a crime in any of the belief system around the world. It is not a crime. BBC, they have promoted our enemies so that our enemies will come out to destroy what we are doing. BBC, they have covered the activities of British Nigeria, the Holocaust, and they did not show it to the world. It is BBC that we are here to actually show them their transgression and show the world whenever they see BBC, they should understand that these BBC, they are the oppressors of the world. Now let us go there. Let us go there. First of all, I want to actually tell the world what is my drive for actually talking about BBC and its activities in Africa. Because directly it affected me, the activities of BBC. Directly, BBC, they are trying to incriminate our self-determination. They are doing everything they can possibly do to actually call us criminals, to actually indict us, to actually call us terrorists, because BBC, they always censor the information, especially when it concerns the oppressed. When the oppressors build up a propaganda to bring to the world, BBC will promote it because they do not want anything good to happen in Africa. Now, let me show you a video of how BBC tried to incriminate IPOB and Biafra struggle. I am actually doing this program with a new Facebook page, so we might not be having a lot of audience, because what I'm about to do, BBC, they are capable of telling Facebook to block us. They are capable of telling Facebook to actually destroy our pages. That is the reason why I am using this page that I am using this evening. Meanwhile, we are live and direct. We are live on Twitter. We are live on Twitter at Judge Money C. We are live on YouTube at Judge Money Blog Africa. We are live on Facebook at, we have so many different Facebook platforms where we are covered. So, but whichever one you are watching from, share the video, invite others to join. We were supposed to do this program this evening at 7:30 p.m. or 6:30 p.m. Biafra time. It was actually rescheduled for 8:30 p.m. Biafra time, and I know we have kick-started this program earlier before the rescheduled time because I want to finish. I just returned from work and I am a bit tired. So it is just that I have actually scheduled this broadcast. That's why I must continue with it. I will not relent. We must do what we have to do. No matter how much they want to suppress us, we will continue. We are not going to back down. So share the video manually, then we will have what we want. First of all, I am going to bring to you the video coming from BBC. This video that I am going to show you right now, it is BBC who they so-called disinformation. Because when it comes to the complaint and the cry of the oppressed, they call it disinformation. They call it incitation. That's what they call it. Now, let us hear what BBC said that we have done to them. Let us hear what BBC said that our media warriors have done, and that is the crime that they have committed. Because if you look at it, they have contacted so many of our media warriors. Of course, so many of you must have seen earlier on the content, the contents of the program we are supposed to be doing this evening, which we are supposed to talk about Uche Mofo, Obido Obienu, and of course the agent provocateur, which of course there is something we have received and there is something we have discovered. What we have discovered lately about the agent provocateur and their followers, it is that those who are actually supporting them, which has been the reason why we have been talking, trying to take them away from the lies of these enemies. It is, we have found out that those, they are not people whom we need to talk about. We need to give any evidence or waste our time trying to make them see the light, because they don't belong to the light. And we have found out that these are Nigeria agents who are supporting their own Nigeria agent. So, and their activities, their primary obligations has been to make us to lose focus, to make us to continue to try to actually bring those we believe that they are our people who are going astray while they are busy sabotaging the struggle, but not anymore, because this time around we have discovered whom they are, we have discovered their tactics. We are going to now set the narrative. They are not going to now control our narratives anymore. BBC is also involved, and there are many things they are going to show in this video in front of you, which we are going to actually censor some of them in order to respond to them. Now let's go there. I want you to pay attention to this video because I will not come back to this. The only thing I'm going to do, the more they are actually presenting their own so-called evidence, that is when we are going to actually be presenting our own counter evidence to ask these people who are working for BBC, to ask those who own BBC, is this how the government in their place actually behave? Is this how people in their place behave? Is this how people are being killed, slaughtered on a daily basis? Is this how it happens where BBC originated from? Now let's go there. Pay attention.
About to start killing Igbo saboteurs.
This mighty saboteur should be get rid of.
The Eastern governors have sold you.
It is not even fighting against the enemy. It is now fighting and killing our own people.
But what?
Now, what you are seeing, the flash, the flashes of videos of different people that you are seeing, some of them, like from the beginning, the first two videos you see is the IPOB media warrior, whom the BBC believed that these were formidable forces that is actually trying to mitigate all the activities of the zoo, that everything they are doing, it is actually to call the self-determination which we believe in, to call it that we are terrorists. That has been the agenda that BBC has been promoting. That's why they singled our media warriors, our formidable media warriors who present the truth to the world. They singled them out in order to actually incriminate and indict them. Because they know exactly the reason why they are doing it. They know that IPOB is a formidable force who does not fear or favor anybody. What we bring to you is actually a factual information, and it does not have any adulteration. That is the reason why, as we are presenting this one, we are presenting a counter evidence to show you that BBC will always censor the activities of the oppressed, and they will now present and promote the activities of the oppressors. Now let's go there. This is one of their agents in front of you, who is also helping them, the so-called journalist, who is helping them to analyze what he does not know. These are brown envelope journalism that has been taken too far, that does not, they are not actually objective in their reportage. These people, they are not investigative. The only thing they do is that they want to use those who believe in self-determination as an off-ramp to their incompetency. So we are going to now dismantle all the activities, the lies that they have told about our people, because they actually contacted these people believing that they will give them information that might incriminate them. That is exactly what BBC did. They want to gather a fake prima facie, because remember, they say whatever you say or do will be used against you in the court of law. That is the reason why they contacted so many of our media warriors, telling them that they have said this, they have said that. What do they have to respond to it? And of course, our media warriors, they are formidable. So now I am going to give BBC a response. Now let's continue.
One thing that they have been successful with is their disinformation campaign.
They say that we have been successful with our disinformation campaign. And by the time I am done with this program this evening, the whole world will bear me witness if this is what we are doing is a disinformation campaign because BBC want to make the oppressed to be, to appear to be those who are actually promoting disinformation. We know that whatever they take, they are going to actually suppress our viewers this evening because we are doing something that scares them so much. But it does not matter. Those viewers that are not they are going to actually sideline. They will watch the podcast. So now let us continue.
The BBC's Disinformation Unit has uncovered a network of Nigerians based outside the country who are deliberately spreading false information and violent rhetoric on social platforms in an apparently coordinated effort to stoke ethnic tension and encourage the breakup of the country. The investigation reveals what's being described as a troll farm operating across Europe, the United States, Asia and other African countries, using social media to fuel religious, political and ethnic unrest and encourage violent, even murderous acts.
Now, they say that we are using the social media to actually incite violence and the murderous act. Now, let me go to Nigeria Parliament to know the response from Nigeria Parliament if indeed that what we are doing is inciting violence or what we are doing is actually saving lives. Let's go to Nigeria Parliament because okay, before we go there, let us listen more to BBC because they need to indict themselves. Now we are going to show them actually the Nigeria Parliament.
Let's go after the saboteurs in our midst.
This is Ife Uwanugo, also known as Omote Biafra. She is a Nigerian based in Italy with 40,000 followers on Facebook. She is part of a group called the Indigenous People of Biafra, known as IPOB. IPOB are a separatist group who want...
For those of you who are actually joining us for the first time, or those of you who are actually does not know the meaning of what we are doing, IPOB is a self-determination group whom are fighting for the freedom of Biafra. Biafra was a nation on its own that was amalgamated in 1914 with Nigeria, and because Britain knows that these people, there is a diversity, there is something that there is nothing in common between these people. So let's put them together. If we put them together while they are fighting each other, we will be busy exploiting them. While they will be busy killing each other, they will be busy fighting for power. They will continue to exploit them. Not only that they brought this ethnic group, these different people together, they actually gave power and guns to nomadic people who does not actually know the value of human lives, who believe that anybody who does not believe in their belief system, which is nomadic, belief system, which those are the people who believe there are caliphates, who see every other human being who is not caliphate as them as an infidel. And according to their, their whatever they use, they said you must kill an infidel. You must kill an infidel. That is their belief. That is their slogan. These are the people that they actually brought us together with, and they call us Nigeria. Of course, so many of you who are very, very historical, you will understand, or you will bear me witness that before 1 century, Nigeria does not exist. Before 1 century, Nigeria does not exist. Nigeria only started existing 1 century plus some years now. That has been the only existence of Nigeria. So when we have now discovered that this amalgamation is not working, they have given power to people who does not know the value of power. They have given power to people to rule over people who are intellectual. They have given guns to people who does not even believe in a Western education. They have given power to people whom they know that they will never move the country forward. They have given guns to them. They know that these people, they only want to conquer. They only want to conquer and introduce their caliphate, belief system, which is Islamization, Sharia law on other people by force. That has been their motives. That has been their plans, and we are resisting them. We say we want to go back to what we were. We were a nation that has been there. We did not have any problem with anybody because we were a nation on our own, and because we have ethnicity differences. We have a lot of differences. They now bring us together while they are preaching to us that our strength lies in our diversity. They are busy exploiting us. We are looking for peace and unity. They are exploiting us. Having seen that BBC is the information mainstream media that has been in existence all these years. Even when Britain used Nigeria to kill us, they killed more than 3.5 million women and children. These were not combatants. These were women and children through hunger and starvation, because they actually blocked every avenue where we are going to access military arsenals, war arsenals that we are going to use to defend our land and defend ourselves. After blocking it, they saw that our God, which is Chukwu Okike Abiama, gave us that talent to produce what we will use to defend ourselves. They block food supplies in our land. We did not get food supplies in order to starve our women and children to death. That is exactly what they did. BBC have all this documentary. They cannot show it to the world because it is not going to be good for Britain business. That is exactly what it is. So today we have risen up from the remnant of this more than 3.5 million women and children that died and said that their death will not be for nothing. So that is as a result of what you see, what we are doing today, and we are going to continue doing it. They have sent infiltrators. They have sent so many things to actually try to demonize us, try to actually destroy what we are doing. But the spirit of those who died prior to 1967 until date, they are driving this movement, and we never let us down. And that has been our drive. So let us continue. They claim that we are calling for violence. I am going to show the world, because there is how far you can push a person, and there is how far you will actually expect that they will not react. We are all human beings. We are actually having this thing. We have feelings. We have feelings. We react to our stimulus. When you hurt our feelings, we cry. And that is exactly what we did here. Now let us continue. I want you to actually be pinpointing the point that they are using, trying to use it to indict our people. Now I want you to pinpoint it, because I am going to give them and the world the answer they are seeking this evening.
Want to create a country called Biafra from southeast Nigeria. The Nigerian government has banned IPOB and designated it a terror group.
Okay.
Here, the self-proclaimed media warrior is calling out traditional rulers, members of the clergy, and government officials in the southeast. She is accusing them of colluding with the Nigerian government, who she sees as the enemy, and calling on her followers to take action against them.
Go after this mighty saboteurs. Leave all this saboteur ticket. Go with the mighty saboteur. Go after those ones. Those are the people that need to be beheaded. Those are the people that need to be burnt to ashes. Those are the people, their houses need to be invaded.
Like Efe Nneka Igwenagu.
Now, what you heard, I am going to be taking it one step at a time so that you will not deviate from it. You see what you heard? This was as a result of NSAS. Of course, so many of you know the story of NSAS 2020. If they conceal the information or the history of 1967 to 1970 of the Holocaust on our people. Now, they could not conceal the information or the activities of NSAS during NSAS protest. So many of you understand that during NSAS protest, there was a massacre in Lekki Tollgate. So now I am going to actually bring some of these images to you because I know that with this media we are using, we are not allowed to bring some disturbing images that might actually disturb some people. So that is the reason why we are going to be bringing you things that are going to be they can allow us to present to you. So let me bring you the image of how it looked. So the images I am going to show you, I'm trying to bring those images. I think I have the wrong ones. I am going to bring those images where you are going to actually look at what motivated people to get angry. Now, the illustration, the complete illustration of what transpired in Lekki Tollgate, let me show you because we cannot show you the video of what happened. So many of you, if you look at this place, this is actually exactly what happened in Lekki Tollgate. People were protesting, holding Nigeria flag. The Nigeria's military army of conquest, which is controlled by the Fulani, they actually opened fire on the peaceful protesters. I hope you are seeing the illustration of this video. That was what happened in 2020. And anybody can bear me witness, this is not actually what we formulated. This is exactly what happened. Now, this is the how it was during that day when they started shooting. This was the number of people who were protesting. This is the number of people who were protesting on that fateful day where they started shooting at peaceful protesters. Now, let me show you other videos, some of the people who died during this Lekki protest, because these are fair images that we will be able to show you that is not going to compromise our media, social media platforms. Because if we show you those disturbing images, it is going to compromise, but you can actually Google it now. Google 2020 Lekki Tollgate Massacre, NSAS Massacre. You will get all the images that you will be needing. You will receive every images that you will be needing in terms of what I am doing this evening. Let me bring you some of them that are actually a bit bloody. Let me bring to you some of them that are a bit scary, because I will make it image. Let me make it image instead of video, because if I make it a video, it is going to be a problem. Let us see the images, because it is very important that we do this. Just one moment. Now, we are going to be opening these images one after the other. Where I am actually, I am on Google. I am on Google to get those images. Now let me show you the images, because it will be part of our response to BBC, they claim that we are. This is a live ammunition. This is a live ammunition you see in here. Have you ever seen a nation where peaceful protesters, even if they are not peaceful, do you need to use live ammunition to shoot and kill protesters? There is something called freedom of expression. It is in the UN Charter. Britain knows that. BBC is from Britain. If they claim they do not know it, it means they are the ones actually inciting Nigeria to kill the people, so that they will reduce the number in order to actually continue to exploit their minerals. Now, let us go there. This is a live ammunition. This is a live ammunition. This is the flag which the protesters were using to protest, to call for Nigeria to end the killing squad, which was trained in Britain. This killer squad called SARS was trained in Britain to go out there to continue to kill our people, specifically the Biafran people. They were trained, specially trained squad by British. And these people, they were carrying out the dirty reason why they were trained. If you look at this video, where you image where you see military, I believe you are able to see my cursor where it is moving. That is exactly where the military actually opened fire. They opened fire on peaceful protesters. These are the militaries. They don't know what is rubber bullets. They don't do rubber bullets. They do live ammunitions. You see the multitude of people standing and, standing for Nigeria to end SARS, standing in solidarity with those SARS, victims. Many thousands of them who were killed by SARS, they actually shoot at sight. If you have a laptop, you are a criminal, you need to be shot to death. If you have a hairstyle, you are a criminal, you must be killed. If you have a tattoo, you are a criminal, you must be killed. If your eyes is red, you are a criminal, you must be killed. This has been the activities of these SARS. Now, I want to ask you, though BBC, had it been that you are Omote Biafra, whom you claim that he is inciting violence, had it been that you are her and one of your family members happened to be there in Lekki Toll Gate where they have killed one of your family members or even your friends, are you going to be happy? Because the only information that you people pass to the world is information that is going to favor the oppressors. That is the reason why you talked about what Omote Biafra did. You did not bring to the world the reason why she said what she has to say. Because if your family members are being shot at like animals, if your friends are being shot at like animals, you will say something that is worse than that. And it is only a tree that will learn that it is going to be cut off and it will remain stand still. If it is a human being, they must defend themselves. They must defend themselves because this is act of terrorism. You cannot open fire on people who are not holding any arm. These are supposed to be trained military who knows how to control crowd without hurting them. But the only way they know how to control crowd in Nigeria is using guns and bullets. So if it never affected you, you will believe that no, people who are actually talking, people like me who are actually talking, we are actually inciting violence. Is that violent? Nigeria, we are killing, we were talking, they were shooting, we were talking, we were telling people, take cover, defend yourself. Don't allow them to kill you. You cannot allow them to kill you. It is your right to actually defend yourself. Is that a crime? No, it is not a crime. Even in the UN Charter, it is not a crime. So, in that regard, so many of them are bringing even videos of this day where everybody was so mad, everybody was losing it.
Stokes existing ethnic tension from outside Nigeria.
Immigration.
When everybody was so angry that using a bullet, got AK-47, G4, different types of machine guns to shoot at the crowd, killing many of them, actually taking their bodies away from the scene. And the next day they come to clean the scene. And you tell me not to lose it. Those people that are being killed, are they not somebody's child? Are they not somebody's siblings? Are they not somebody's father? Are they not somebody's uncle? Are they not somebody's brother? Are they not somebody's wife? Are they not somebody's husband? Many women were shot dead that night. Many boys were shot dead that night. And you expect us to keep quiet. We are the voice of the voiceless. There are people who does not know what to do in time of difficulties. It left with people who knows what to do to advise them. The medium they use to advise them, actually, we can talk about it later. So, Omote Biafra was actually a savior of lives. A killer, a killer, a killer. Does a killer need to live? Even Bible says, suffer not a witch to live. Suffer not a witch to live. The Bible that you people came to use to manipulate us, it says, suffer not a witch to live. Who is a witch? A witch is people who drink other people's blood. That is a witch. So the military and Nigeria government were drinking the blood of innocent people in Lekki Tollgate. Not only in Lekki Tollgate, in River State, Obibo, Wike started his own. Wike started his own. He started killing our people in Obibo, killing them, actually shooting them because they were also protesting. The protest was actually worldwide, except the northern part of Nigeria, which are the people who are ruling over Nigeria, the people that Britain give power. This SARS is not operating in that area. They don't operate in those areas. They only operate in our area, southern part of Nigeria, those who are mapped out for execution. So BBC disinformation, or whatever you call yourself, why is it that you are not bringing the full story? You see, the reason why I say they are censoring the activities and the cry of the oppressed while promoting the activities of the oppressors. Let us continue. There is another person that are showing us. Let us see what that person has to say.
In this Facebook broadcast from London, she alleges a plot by the Fulani people and other northerners resident in the southeast to exterminate ethnic Igbos.
They are into mission in our land, Biafra land, eastern part of Nigeria. They have come in the name of to shine shoe, to do this, to do all sorts of odd jobs. But now they are into kidnapping. They say that it's fetching them more money. They are on mission to exterminate, kill, maim, wipe all of us.
Although there have been violent clashes between Fulani herders,
I want you to see how they will censor the oppressor. Although there has been violent clashes between Fulani herders. Now I am going to show whoever that is, or show her what the violent clashes look like. Because she will be at her disposal because she's being paid. She's a black woman. Oh. She's a black woman because she's being paid by this BBC. She will even report that Lucifer is God. That is the worst thing that this colonialist did to our people. Black on black violence, black on black hatred, black on black blackmails. That's what they do. But let us continue. We are going to go there also.
and communities in the southeast, there is no evidence for the sort of conspiracy that Mrs. Igwenagu is alleging.
There is no evidence. That is what BBC said. There is no evidence for what this woman is actually talking about. Should I show you evidence? Should I show you evidence? Even the ones that just happened. The ones that just happened. Okay, before we go to the evidence of the things that just happened, let us go to Nigeria Parliament and see what people are crying for inside the Nigeria Parliament. BBC said there is no evidence, but listen to this.
People are talking about corona voice. Mr. Speaker, people are talking about coronavirus. How many people coronavirus kill in Nigeria? You are talking about coronavirus. We are talking about bandits. In only a single day, they kill the people that pass. All the people die with corona in Nigeria. People they consider this corona as something. Put your mask, block the state, go at home. They shut down everything. We're not supposed to shut down. We're supposed to shut down this country for banditry, not corona. Mr. Speaker, the black people are very strong. I don't believe with any corona. No corona will touch me. Mr. Speaker, seriously, what I believe in it is look at how we became serious in the issue of corona in this country. Why won't the government be serious in the issue of this killing as they treated corona? Mr. Speaker,
who did he talk about? Bandits. Who are those bandits? Fulanis. Fulanis. They are being deployed across the nations or states in Nigeria, southern states or northern states, even the northern states, some of the northern states. They are being deployed. Go there, kill their men, rape their women. Actually, that's exactly what these people that Britain gave power to rule over us. They come in the name of cattle headers. And that is what BBC is called, although there has been a Fulani, violent, whatever they may call it. You see how they censored it? Did you hear the cry from Parliament? If the cry has gone to the extent that the people you voted into power are crying, what about you, ordinary person, who is on the ground feeling the spikes of these things directly? Your family members are being killed on a daily basis. Your friends are being killed on a daily basis. How do you expect those individuals to react? If the people that we voted into power are crying also, what do you expect from the people who are directly feeling this heat on the ground to do? What do you expect them to do? That is one evidence, because I am going to be unfolding it one after the other, one at a time, because you, BBC, you claim you are, that we are actually bringing incitation of violence. I want to make it clear to the world, regardless of how we are going to, the media houses that we are using are going to actually suppress our audience this evening. We are going to do it, and people will watch the podcast. That is exactly how it is going to be. Now, let me also continue. Then let's hear what next BBC has to say. Now we will give them, because each and every one they bring up, we will give them their evidence. That's how we roll.
The self-proclaimed Republic of Biafra broke away from the Nigerian state in 1967, following the Araba riots, in which thousands of Southeasterners living in the north of the country were killed. Biafra was made up of states from the southeast of the country, where the Igbo ethnic group is predominant. The withdrawal of the region from Nigeria led to a civil war that lasted almost 3 years and claimed more than 1 million lives.
You see where they put it? And claim more than 1 million lives. It claimed more than 3.5 million lives of women and children, not combatants. They are not included in our numbers. If BBC claimed that it claimed more than 1 million lives, let them release the documentaries. The one they archived. Why do they need to hide it? Why do they need to hide it? It claimed more than 1 million lives, according to them. Lord, let's continue.
Mostly on the separatist side. It ended in January 1970 with Nigeria promising to pursue a policy of reconciliation, reconstruction and rehabilitation, which some from the region say never happened.
Never happened, right? Never happened. Okay. They did not tell you how this thing began. They told you that there is a separation or declaration of Biafra state. They never told you what actually triggered this declaration of Biafra state. You see how they started it? There was people who were killed in the northern Nigeria, Igbo, the people that southern people were killed, and they jumped it. They did not tell you that immediately after independence, there was a secret revolution that wanted to take place. That those military planned a coup to exterminate those who negotiated all this independence. Basically, the reason why they did it was to stop all this Holocaust that we have experienced today, because had they succeeded in that secret revolution or in their military coup, I don't think there might be something like this Holocaust or extrajudicial killing, genocide across the country, especially from the south. Now, that military coup failed, and you will bear me witness, or you will know, those who were carrying out this military coup, they were trained by Britain. They were trained by Britain. Are you surprised that those who were carrying out military coup, those are special military that was trained in Britain? Now, why were they trained in Britain? It means that that military coup that was carried out, Britain is not actually innocent from that. They triggered it so that the blame will go to the people in the south. And now, after that, the people in the north, which Britain gave the power to, now started claiming that this military coup was only killing people from the north. And they started killing southern people, especially the southeast people, as they may call it, the eastern people in the north. Killing women that are pregnant, opening their stomach, removing a fetus, hitting it or smashing it on the wall. That was what people that Britain gave power over us did to us. When such things happen, they killed hundreds of people, thousands of people, which triggered a language that says, he that is rejected will never reject themselves. Our eternal leader, Ojukwu, may his gentle soul rest in peace, spoke that language. And he called on every of our people to return home. And he declared the state of Biafra. And Nigeria brought war. There was an agreement in Aburi. There was an agreement in Aburi in 1966. This agreement in Aburi was for them to have true federalism. Let everybody manage their resources. Let everybody be on their own, manage their resources, pay tax to the center. When the president of Nigeria at that time, a young boy called Gowon, he was a young man that time, presented the agreement in Aburi to Britain. Britain overruled it and told him he is going to be a ceremonial president. If that be so, because they will always find a way to manipulate you as a black man so that you will turn yourself against other black people. The only way you are going to actually do it, go and teach them a lesson. You cannot let that happen. That was agreement. Had it been they actually sustained this agreement, there will never be a war. And do you know, to the extent these same people reporting junk here, censoring the truth, they called our people, whom our family members were killed in the north, whom our women that were pregnant were killed, and the fetus was removed and smashed on the ground. They called us the aggressors. That's what they called us. That's what Britain called us. That's what Nigeria called us. Now we are aggressors. That is censoring the oppressed while promoting the oppressor. That is still where we are. Now, after they called us the oppressed, the aggressor, that's when they block the food supply to sustain our people for the war. They block the military arsenal supplies that will enable us to defend ourselves. Britain, they advised these things, it started happening. Any country that want to help us, to supply us anything, Britain will use mainstream media to sabotage them, including France. France knows about what I am talking about. France was trying to smuggle something into us, even though they have their ulterior motive. Britain actually used mainstream media to sabotage them. And their mainstream media is BBC. BBC. They use it to sabotage anybody. That this Holocaust was committed and concealed against my people. And you expect me to be happy today. So this, I believe I have given you a background of what transpired and what is going on. The reason why you are going to, let's continue with the information that BBC is presenting to the world.
For many, the struggle continued. The idea of Biafra never went away.
It will never go away.
Nobody born of man or woman.
In 2013, the recently formed Indigenous People of Biafra, IPOB, led by Nnamdi Kanu, began broadcasts on Radio Biafra, calling again for a movement to gain independence from Nigeria. Campaigning on social media soon followed. Uche Mefo, the co-founder and former deputy leader of IPOB, takes credit for the group's move into the online space.
We thought I was the brain behind the media.
He was the brain. This is a saboteur whom you are seeing here, that BBC is always presenting to you. He is a saboteur. He was the leader of this movement. He was actually the second in command of this movement. The saboteur you see in front of your screen. You know, this man commanded our people to go and march with flag, that Nigeria military shot them like animal. What you saw in Lekki toll gate, it was a baby to what Nigeria government did to our people. In Mpo, they killed our people. They dumped the bodies in the river. They dumped the bodies of our people in the river because we were protesting. They were protesting with ordinary flag. Ordinary flag they were protesting with. Ordinary flag. They were killed and they were shot and killed like animals. This saboteur, this devil that you see in front of the screen there, who is claiming he is a brain behind the media, who is trying to act innocent today, he called that shot that our people should go out there and protest. They died. and their blood is in his head because he later he became a double agent. When we found out that he's a double agent, we actually sidelined him. BBC started promoting him. That's what BBC does. That is what they do. Let us listen to the saboteur and hear what he has to say.
Aspects, especially the internet technology. I set up this radio Biafra you are talking about today. I set up this radio Biafra, the internet version, the satellite platform that you're talking about today. So it was during that period as well that we reasoned that the online platform like Facebook, YouTube, Twitter can give us leverage against the atrocities being committed against our people. And it actually has.
IPOB says that its members have been victims of extrajudicial killings by security forces. In 2016, Amnesty International reported that at least 150 peaceful pro-Biafra activists had been killed by security agencies in crackdowns.
Okay.
The Nigerian government denied the claims.
I want us to analyze who the...
However,
before, Nigeria government did what? They denied the claim. The same way Nigeria government denied the claim of Lekki Tollgate massacre. And believe me, BBC bought the story of Nigeria government, the agent of, the agent of evil, the blood-sucking people. They denied the claim. Have you ever asked yourself, why are Nigerians running helter-skelter from their country? You cannot tell me Nigeria economy supposed to be 1 in a million in Africa because we have many resources. Why are they trying to run? If you open the gate of Nigeria and open the gate of the most, poorest country in the African continent, Nigerians will run into that country because Nigeria actually is like a hell for them. It is like a hell for them. Have you asked yourself, why are they running from that country? Because that is not a country. It is a hellfire. That when it is a zoo that animals are ruling over human beings. That is what it is. Now let us continue.
IPOB members have gone beyond alerting others to claims of abuse and moved to direct calls for violence.
Yeah, we are misinformation, but it was minimum at the time I was there, and I didn't keep quiet about it.
In Nigeria, internet penetration is high and data is relatively cheap, providing a ready audience for those wanting to spread disinformation. There is clearly an appetite for this.
You see that BBC itself actually present this information. They say in Nigeria that internet is very cheap. How is internet very cheap in Nigeria? You know why they tell you that internet is very cheap? Because they are converting the currency of Nigeria to their pounds, British pounds. And they saw maybe if you count 10,000 to buy data, maybe this 10,000 you count to buy data it might be let's say it is around 5 pounds, and they calling it internet is very cheap in Nigeria. They are actually misleading the world. If they say internet is very cheap in Nigeria, how much does an average person make in a daily basis in Nigeria? They didn't count that one, but they come to tell you internet is very cheap. For 10,000 for you to buy maybe data that will lead you for 1 week or 2 weeks. Is it cheap? 10,000. Just take it in British pounds. It's 10,000 pounds because that is 10,000 in their own pounds. This is 10,000 in naira. The economy there is okay. Inflation rate is okay. The strength of their currency is okay. Nigeria today, inflation rate is 20.77%. They didn't count it. They tell you that the internet is very cheap, which enable people to do their disinformation. How many people are doing this thing they call disinformation in Nigeria and still alive? How many of them? Only people who are protesting. They were killed like animals. Talk more of people who will speak up the truth like me, being in Nigeria. When they go to Kenya and they kidnap, they go to Kenya without the knowledge of Kenya government. Or maybe Kenya government is in cahoot with it because they have a good relationship with British and America. They allow Nigeria to fly into their country illegally and kidnap somebody and rendition him to Nigeria. No one is saying anything. No one is asking questions. A British citizen. Britain is not looking for this, their citizen, because he's a black man. They're not looking for him. If he was a white British citizen, Britain will look for him. They will understand that this is a citizen. But because he's a black man, that black monkey, how can we look for the black monkey? Let the dead bury the dead. That will be their language. But in the land of black monkey, you come and steal their resources. Come and steal their oils. This is BBC we are talking about. British propaganda machine that we are talking about. Let us continue.
Violent rhetoric. Some IPOB media warriors have as many as 100,000 followers on Facebook. Many also have multiple pages. Mrs. Igwenagu has 4 Facebook pages, most of which she uses to broadcast disinformation and calls for violence.
Everybody is broadcasting disinformation. Now they did not actually bring me to it, because if they, I know that I have the capability of actually suing these people and making some claim and taking some money from them. That is exactly what I could do, because we have facts and figures, and they call it disinformation. And they bring us here to come and tell the world that we are inciting. They are talking about incitation of violent, murderous, violent, and etc. Let us see what they are doing.
Most exclusively in Igbo language.
Now, they talked about people now using their language to advise, because she is now using her language to advise her people. Do you see what BBC is trying to promote here? They are trying to demonize our own mother tongue here, while promoting BBC country language, which is English. That is exactly what they are. They actually the narrative they want to sell here, because we are going to listen to it. They are worried that these people are using their language to address their people. It is a crime, and they call it that they are now using the language to incite violence, so that social media will not understand it to block them. Now, since when is using your mother tongue a crime? When you use English, it is fair. This is what these people are doing to us. Listen.
So when mengagali wow, iyunu diki abuna, imara nnekwu okuko, yilida akwa icha akwa, we lonu tupi akwa, we nguba akwa.
This is her broadcast from London in late 2021. Her target are a youth group in Ogidi, a town in Anambra State. They had organized a march to protest IPOB's order that people shut down businesses and schools every Monday in solidarity with imprisoned IPOB leader Nnamdi Kanu. The Ogidi youth leader was also singled out by other IPOB supporters.
Not known to be coward. Ogidi.
Here is Finland-based lawyer.
Now, this is the part I am going to skip. This is another saboteur that BBC was promoting. But we have seen that talking about this saboteur, it is actually a waste of time and actually deviating from what we're supposed to do. That is the reason why it is no longer necessary to talk about this saboteur, because this is the latest one they are using to sell lies, to actually try to incriminate the struggle, implicate the struggle with all his lies and manipulations. First of all, BBC brought him to the limelight. Secondly, they brought him here acting as if they are prosecuting him too. We know the job of a double agent. Let us continue, because he is not part of our what we are supposed to do here this evening. We don't have his time anymore, because we have discovered that those actually promoting him, they are not those who believe in what we are doing. They are those who are actually acting as if they are one of us while distracting us. So we've been doing this, trying to actually tell them that we are not what they see us to be. Rather, we were trying to actually make them to know that we have one IPOB, and we believe that we have sent that message, and we will now concentrate in the task ahead. Let us continue.
Social media, sharing Mr. Kanu's broadcasts and commenting on posts that relate to the group or events in Nigeria.
Who former Biafra? You must listen to her. Of course, you must go and listen to Simon Ekpa, who is doing a very fantastic job.
But a broadcast in May 2020.
Now, this is the broadcast that these, enemies are using to manipulate the struggle, because our leader actually called their names, believing that they are doing something for the benefit of the struggle, not knowing they are double agents. But we have passed that stage. Let us continue.
Ugala. Many of them reference Mr. Kanu's endorsement during their broadcasts as an acknowledgement of their work. Their influence on social media explains why they are seen as a vital part of IPOB's campaign for the breakup of Nigeria. Nicholas Ibikwe, head of investigative journalism at Premium Times, one of Nigeria's leading online newspapers, believes they are IPOB's strongest weapon.
These are brown envelope journalists. Brown envelope journalists, when IPOB emerged, we were able to actually truncate every of the activities of their brown envelope journalism by exposing them when they want to use off-ramp, a shortcut to actually present the lies. We present the truth, just like I am doing today. That is the reason why we become a throat in their neck, and they cannot stop calling us names. Listen to him.
There is no doubt in my mind that IPOB has an organized troll farm. Perhaps one of their strongest weapons. It's not about their, the whole arms.
One of their strongest weapon is we in the media, because when you bring information that is lie to implicate the good people, we give voice to the voiceless. That is the reason why they call us the strongest weapon. We make their brand envelope not to be successful. That is why they call us the strongest weapon. Listen very attentively.
Struggle have been unsuccessful. One thing that they have been successful with is their disinformation campaign.
Okay.
And in fact, they started off with disinformation.
They call it disinformation. I hope the whole world is watching me this evening. Is there any disinformation here? Because I still have more evidence. Is this disinformation? Because, okay, these people, let me show you. Let me show you something. This is something that just happened 2 days ago.
Everywhere.
These are people bodies that they are carrying. Who killed them? Who killed these people? They say that we are doing disinformation. Who killed these people? It is Nigeria, Fulani, the ones Britain gave power. And there is other group that they created after SARS, which is called Ebubago. This Ebubago is only functional in our land. This Ebubago is just going around killing innocent people. Few months ago, they just killed 14 able-bodied men coming back from wedding ceremony. They actually destroyed the wedding, destructed the wedding ceremony, destroyed everything, steal even things that they have to steal in the wedding ceremony, kill 14 men that are innocent, unarmed. They kill them. These are the things they call that we are the biggest weapon, because we bring it raw as it is. And when we are doing it, we present evidence. The reason is that we present evidence beyond the reasonable doubt. The more I am doing it, the more I am going to be presenting you evidences that will show you that now what we are doing, we are not doing it to actually intimidate anybody. We are doing it for the benefit of mankind. We are doing it because we want to destroy the structure created by neo-colonialists to control us while killing us, exploiting us. We must destroy it because we are human beings. We are not zombies. We cannot continue to buy that narrative. They create a structure. They create actually a system that is black on black crime, black on black violence. We continue to hate and kill each other. Why they continue to be there and laugh at us? These animals. This is the reason why we must contain them. The same reason why they come to Africa with their, religion, making us to define the difference between white and black. They call us black, they call themselves white. And at the end of the day, they tell us Lucifer and the devil is black and the God is white. And this devil, you must find a way to contain them. That's why they build a structure that will make us to continue to kill one another. If they know that you don't like these two doesn't like each other, they bring them together. They clash them so that they will continue to kill one another instead of making things right. We are not one with Fulani. We don't have one belief system. We don't have one religion. We don't have one, and there is nothing in, we don't have anything in common. We are tribalistic in nature, which Africa as a whole is tribalistic in nature, of which I have advised so many people who believe they are Pan-African and does not know what it means to be a Pan-African. I have advised so many of them that what we are looking for in Africa, it is not actually to say unification of Africa. It is not going to work. We are tribalistic in nature. The only thing that is going to work in Africa is to revolutionize this thing called African Union. Remove all the agents there, criminals there, and make African Union to have their own military. Make the nations of Africa to pay tax, to sponsor them. Have your own bank. Have your own African bank. That is the only way you can get Africa right. Borders are already there. We call them boundaries. We used to call them boundaries. The fact that they call it border doesn't mean that they are the ones who introduce it. There is already borders, boundaries. If we can open it, we put our securities there. Anybody who is, you know what is going there to do. We have a free trade. A free trade. Or we adopt that norm of our ancestors, trade by barter. That is the unification, the only unification you can do with Africa. We are tribalistic in nature. You cannot bring people who don't like each other and you force them to be together. No, that is a treason. Be there, I be there. The only thing that brings us together is business. We do business, we respect each other, we love each other, because we are not seeing me every day and your belief is not standing in the way of my belief. That is it. I advise them. Those who knows what Pan-African movement should stand for will understand. Those who does not know will be ignorant. If we can have a center, it will be like true federal state. Center of Africa that stand for on the global stage to defend any nation of Africa. If you sanction one country in Africa, you don't have any strong reason of sanctioning them. All of them will support that nation of Africa. That is what we need in Africa. Because you telling, I don't know who is selling this initiative to the Pan-African movement, you will unify Africa. You cannot unify Africa. It's not possible. It is not possible. That is the language they speak to you to delay the process that Muammar Gaddafi was introducing before he was eliminated. Because that process he was actually using was the best. But you people don't understand it. But let us continue. That is a digression. Let us continue.
Now, those radio broadcasts Nnamdi Kanu was doing then were steeped in disinformation.
This misinformation came from the top.
Look at Sabo.
You understand? So
this is a Sabo. This is a Sabo. He's a killer. He killed our people by sending them to their dead end. At the end, he went and collect money, become a double agent. Today, he will act like he is talking for our people. Tomorrow, he is actually trying to indict our people. A double agent. Criminal. Sabo. Epitome of it is this man you see in your screen, wearing glasses. This man you see, his name is Uchoka from Efo. Epitome of a double agent. Sabo. The blood of our people is still in his hands. It's not when I speak the truth and then my pants will be missing. No.
People started learning from Nnamdi. As an apprentice, you'll be looking up to your master.
Imbecile.
One particular.
This guy is an imbecile. He's drooling on Agwasom Mili. Imbecile on Agwasom Mili.
Particular target of IPOB's disinformation effort is the Fulani, one of the largest ethnic groups in West Africa. Many Fulani, who are predominantly Muslim, still follow the nomadic cattle herding culture of their ancestors,
We don't lie.
which brings them into regular conflict with farming communities in several West African countries. However, in Nigeria, tensions have escalated. Over the last decade, there has been an upsurge in attacks and kidnappings across the country, blamed on nomadic Fulani herders. The Global Terrorism Index attributed more than 1,300 deaths to Fulani extremists between 2018 and 2019. However,
this is the most dangerous terrorist in the world, though. These Fulanis that they are romancing in analyzing what they are. These are the people Britain gave power to rule over us, nomadic people. These are the people BBC Britain itself gave power to rule over. Imagine me being ruled over by a nomadic person who does not even believe in all this civilization. Today they are still doing open grazing instead of doing cattle ranching. In this 21st century, in this era of fourth industrial revolution, and they don't even want to change. They love it. Pushing for sometimes you will be driving on the road in Nigeria, you will see cattle blocking the whole road, coming into people's farms, destroying their farm produce, destroying their farm crops, and when you complain, they kill you. These are terrorists. These people, they are terrorists. I want you people who are watching me to go and Google it. Fulani headsmen, are they terrorists or not? Their big ones are Mieti Allah. They are called Mieti Allah. Mieti Allah. Google them and see which position they are in the most dangerous terrorists in the world. And see if we are actually bringing this information. Because we are here to present we are here to present our case before the world. We are here to actually show you what BBC is made up of. They are actually propaganda machine. They are the oppressors of the oppressed and promoters of the oppressors. That's what BBC is. Let's continue.
Many Fulani have died in the cycle of revenge killings. Their leaders say they are being attacked by gangs from farming communities who try to steal their cattle and that they are just defending themselves.
Wow.
Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari is Fulani himself.
Yeah. This Nigeria President Muhammadu Buhari, they call Fulani himself. He died in 2017. The one you see here is a photo. His photo. The one you are watching there, it is cloned with the help of Britain, because Britain is our problem. We cannot breed. We can't breed. Let me show you. Let me actually Bluetooth it into the computer so that I will bring it to the screen. Those of you who knows him. Because when we tell you something is sweet, we tell you how sweet it is. Those of you who know will know. Those of you who will choose to be ignorant because you are benefiting from Nigeria, choose to be ignorant. It is not going to stop us on what we are doing. As long as we know we are not committing any crime, we are actually giving the voice to the voiceless while fighting for our freedom. We must go back to what we were before Britain came. That is our fight. Let me show you something for you to see what Britain is using Fulani to do to our people. They call it disinformation. Let it be. Just one moment. Let us find out. I am trying to. Okay, I am going to actually, I'm trying to upload those photos of this Buhari that we are talking about here. I'm going to upload it. Okay, one moment. Let us know if people are changelings, that they are changing every day. Okay, let us go here. Look at this image. Look at this image. This is a fake man. Check the ears that we know that Buhari, we know the Buhari. Check it. If you look at this, check the eyes where it's circled. Check all those things where it is circled. Then you will know. The man, instead of being old as he was so dry before, he is becoming like as young as. Now he is swollen. Watch here. This is the same man. This is the same man. Unfortunately, there are many of the pictures that I thought are actually pushed into this, which I was supposed to show you. This is Fulani, the people that Britain gave power to rule over us. This is the man. He is changing every day. He is changing every day because they don't want power to shift away from Fulani. This man has, in 2015, it was discovered that this man have cancer in the brain. Cancer. That a brain surgery was supposed to be done. This man was so skinny and old and wrinkled. All of a sudden, the man died, which we all saw how he died, where he died in the hospital bed, and the funeral where the wife was wearing white, which the things that I've, the pictures are there where the wife was wearing white, mourning the death of the husband. We saw all that. All of a sudden, somebody woke up from the grave. Let me actually send it. I have them here. No need of going far, because what we need to do to prove to the world that we don't do disinformation, just like BBC is actually claiming that we do disinformation. I have those pictures. It's just for the sake of time that I'm actually not trying to bring them on, so that the whole world will actually look into this with me as well, so that it does not look like we are lying. Now, let me bring more of it. Let's present more of it. Okay. Yeah. Let's see how one man is kept on changing. Oh, I have to, okay, I have to delete some. Let me delete some of the pictures in order to be able to come into the studio. So I have showed you these ones. I'm going to delete these ones that I've showed you so that we'll be able to bring the new ones into the studio, because my studio space is full. I have not showed you this one or this one. Okay, let us bring more. Just one moment. Now, okay, let me concentrate on the one he is in his dying bed, where he died. Let me concentrate on that so that we'll bring it in first. Now, check this. So, this is Buhari in 2015. The original Buhari in 2015. We are coming back. This is like a digression. We are coming back to it. This is original Buhari in 2015. This was when the wife was mourning him. This was when she was mourning him. This was when Buhari died, brain dead. This was when Buhari died, brain dead. Because so many people believe that we are talking fallacy. Of course, you can see the picture, you can see the wife there. This is him, brain dead. Now, this is him in, you see the one below was the one in 2016. The one on top is the one in 2022. You check it, you compare it, you will see what is going on. Now, this is the same Buhari in the mosque. Check the face, facial expression. Now, this is in the same Buhari we are talking about, the one that is alive now. It keeps changing. The one that is alive. This was him in 2015 before he died. This is when the wife was mourning him wearing white. This is when he died, brain dead in the hospital in Newcastle, Britain. This is him, brain dead. Now there is something that never uploaded. Let me delete something and bring it in. You will see the mourning period where they were mourning him. They were mourning the dead. Okay, let me remove this in front of the screen, and I'm uploading the rest of them, because when we come with facts and figures. If you like, take it to the bank, it will cash. I know you wouldn't like me, those who are benefiting from the criminal activities of these people in the zoological republic called Nigeria. You wouldn't like me. Highest thing, you kill me. I have spoken the truth for the sake of my generation. If you like, remain a zombie, that is your business. This is where the wife was mourning Buhari. The chair that is empty is the chair of Buhari. No one sits there because Buhari is the owner of that chair. Of course, if you look at that chair, when you sit on that chair, Buhari sits there. He is the wife supposed to be in the left-hand side to show that it is the wife. So put yourself in that chair. You will see the wife is in the left-hand side to show that it is the seat of husband and wife. But the husband is no longer there. Now, Abba Kyari was the one who recruited the Jubril, the one that you see today. This was when the man was dead and gone, declared dead. When he was declared dead, that is it, what you are seeing here. When he was declared dead. Exactly. This is the funeral. The funeral. You see how Aisha Buhari is so sad. The man sitting next to Aisha Buhari was Abba Kyari, who died in 2020 during COVID-19. That is it. So, in this regard, this is part of the disinformation they claim we present. This is part of it. How can somebody who started in this note, go through this note, go through this, went through this, went through this, and after going through this, ceremony went through like this, he wasn't there. All of a sudden, this man appeared again. Boom. So healthy. Chubby. Oh, black people in this OG. Blacks. We are very, very gullible individuals. Very, very gullible. That is the reason why they will use BBC to continue to manipulate us, lie to us. Let's go back to what
This government has been too lenient towards criminal acts committed by some Fulani, which has emboldened many perpetrators. President Buhari denies these claims, calling them unfair. This investigation has seen how these attacks have been weaponized as part of IPOB's disinformation campaigns and painted as part of a grand conspiracy to subjugate and Islamize the South.
The IPOB has this thing with cattle because they believe the Hausa Fulani are going to farm all kinds of propaganda. Some of these things, there might be truth in some of these allegations of herdsmen destroying farms. There's no doubt.
There might be truth because they give him a brown envelope. They said he is one of the good journalists. He's saying there might be truth. Did you see how he bent it? There might be truth. This is brown envelope journalism. Why must there might be truth? You don't know. Journalist is telling you there might be truth. So what is the job of journalists? They're never truthful. That is what they do in Nigeria. Zoological Republic called Nigeria. Let's continue.
Herdsmen were destroying farms and all of that. But then I came up with a story of, they were also raping our women. There might be some truth in that. But IPOB took it several notches and made it like a rhetoric and made it like an anthem.
Are you saying that there might be truth in that? Are you saying that there might be truth in that? What is this guy crying for in parliament?
And then raise your voice.
Mr. Speaker, people are talking about coronavirus. How many people coronavirus kill in Nigeria? You are talking about coronavirus. We are talking about bandits. In only a single day, they kill the people that pass. All the people die with corona in Nigeria. People they consider this corona as something. Put your mask, block the state.
Did you hear that? But your journalist is telling you there might be. But people in the parliament are crying for the sake of the same thing we are reporting. So who is fooling who here? Who is fooling who? Who is bringing this information here? Is it not BBC and their cohorts? There might be. People who knows exactly what is going on is telling you. They are reacting to the activities of these people. You are calling them inciting violence. But the real violence is the government who is nurturing terrorism. I want to say this, and I've said it over and over again. Any leader of any country, if that leader have a criminal record or is a criminal, it means that the people that, majority of the people are going to be criminal. If the leader is a gangster of any nation, majority of the people are going to be gangsters. If the leader is a fraudster, majority of the people are going to be fraudster. If the leader is a terrorist, the nation is a terrorist country. You can always actually reciprocate what you have, what you are. You actually, the replica of your leader is what you see in your society. The replica of the activities of your leader is what society looks like in every nation of the world. In every nation of the world. If your leader is business inclined, the nation is business inclined. Let's bring it to the positive path. If your leader is actually intellectual, the nation automatically become intellectuals. They produce intellects. That is how it is. I want you to make investigation in what I'm telling you. That is the reason why the structure that this Western world created for you in your different nations will always select those who are going to bring or reciprocate bad omen, that the replica will be all over the place in the country, bringing the country down to zero. That's how it is. But let us actually continue in what we are doing. We have digressed. This guy is saying there might be truth. Remember what I've showed you initially. Let me show you again. When this guy is telling you there might be truth, let me show you something else. Something else that they're claiming there might be true. There might be truth. Let me show you. This is women. These are women. Who killed them? The same Fulani. They are the ones. There are many things we have at our disposal. If we begin to present these things, the media will take us off. They will block us. Because you that is watching me will be traumatized. If they kick you off Facebook, bring yourself back up. I see they have started kicking people out. Bring yourself back in. Because when God gives us a message, we give it to the living people. We cannot take our message to the dead ones. We give it to the people who are alive so that they will take precaution. That is what we are doing. Without fear or favor of anybody, we give you the way it is, unadulterated. That's what we do. Unadulterated truth. That's what we present here. Let us continue.
Even if it's not remotely connected to the Hausa Fulani, they blame it on Hausa Fulani.
The leader of Miyetti Allah Kautal Huri, a group fighting for the welfare of the Fulani in Nigeria, told the BBC that many allegations against the Fulani are being fabricated for political reasons, and that they are unfairly being blamed for rapes and kidnappings in areas where they are not even present. But the anti-Fulani disinformation effort extends beyond the herders themselves to ethnic Igbo officials and traditional rulers who live in the southeast, government workers, Politicians and police have all been accused on social platforms of collaborating with the Fulani against other Nigerians. IPOB leader Nnamdi Kanu has called for security officers to be killed.
Kill them.
Okay.
If you see the army and the police in your village, kill all of them. Any vehicle you see from tonight, 12 midnight to 5, destroy it completely.
Okay. Now, this is the reason why this BBC propaganda machine come in, because a lot of Nigeria agents, they have been playing this video, and this is exactly where I am going to concentrate on this evening. This was in 2020 October, during the time of Lekki Tollgate massacre. Lekki Tollgate massacre. Of course, so many of his family and friends were massacred in Lekki Tollgate. So if he come and tell you those who are massacring you, kill them back, it is not a crime. If I advise you to actually fight back, don't stand like a stool and allow them to shoot you dead when you are not holding any gun or anything. You know they are going to kill you. Why then are you going to stand and watch them? People are protesting for them to end the police that is killing our youth, the future leaders of tomorrow. People were protesting to end these people, this terrorist that was trained by Britain or in Britain in the name of SARS, that are the killing machine, killing people. People were protesting against police brutality. Then army now came in, police now came in, brutalizing everybody in different communities. First of all, what they did, they created hoodlums, dropping them with government official vehicles to start attacking the people's businesses. Government was dropping hoodlums. The videos are there to start attacking businesses, to start attacking the protesters, to change the narrative of the protest. And they bring in now military. Start shooting people. It didn't end in Lekki Tollgate. What happened in Obibo, under the leadership of Nwike or Oberlad of Hitler, that Nwike, it never ended in Obibo. Nwike killed our people. So do you expect the leader of indigenous people of Biafra to tell you, no, watch them, let them kill you. Watch them, let them kill you. If you are a leader of any country, why is it that Ukraine is killing Russia? Is it not because Russia is killing them too? So is it that when people in Africa retaliate or fight back, fight the oppressors, they become inciting violent and murderous crime? They now presenting to you, censoring this voice. They did not bring it, censoring the voice, telling you where they say kill them. You see those police, kill them. They did not bring to you what triggered this. So this person that is announcing this, if your family member is one of those they open fire at in Lekki Tollgate, will you advise them to actually sit there and be killed? Or will I advise them to actually go after those gunmen? They are terrorists. There is no military. No, militaries are supposed to be professionals that will raise a gun in an unarmed people, unarmed civilians. It is not military. These are terrorists that Nigeria groomed. They send them, they switch off the light, they do the job of terrorists. You expect people to tell you, no, clap for them, don't go and stop them. What then is called self-defense. He is advising them to actually defend themselves. That is called self-defense. SARS killed thousands of youth in our land. SARS killed thousands of youth in our land. Thousands of men, making women to be widows, making children to be fatherless. Now people are now protesting for it to end. They now bring more police and army to start killing other people. You expect people like people who has a voice to use their voice to defend these people, to tell them what to do, to keep quiet and watch themselves being killed, slaughtered like animals with no backbones, like people with, who are just like trees. Just let them kill you, clap for them instead of fighting back, instead of killing them back. Is that disinformation, I ask you? Is that disinformation, BBC? British propaganda machine, BBC. Let us continue.
Security services and traditional rulers, saboteurs or sabos, a slur word revived from the days of the civil.
If you are a traditional ruler, if your kings or your leaders are the ones deploying military to go and kill you in your communities, if your leaders are the ones deploying military to go and kill you in your communities because you have discovered that they are not representing you, you start asking them why. You have discovered that they are killing you for you to, when you protest, for you not to actually stand up to ask them to do service delivery, for you not to tell them to give account of what they are doing. Because of that, they are now bringing police and army, weaponizing them, using them to kill you. Do you want to fold your arms and watch for police and army, to kill you when you haven't done anything? Will you fold your arms and watch? So why is Ukraine not folding their arms and watching Russia to kill them? Why? Because it's Europeans. They have to defend themselves, right? We are human beings as well. We are human beings and all lives matters. My life matters. The life of my people matters. Regardless of who is rising up against my people, I will stand to tell them, fight them back. Whatever they bring upon you, use such things. If you have it at your disposal, use it and defend yourself. Self-defense is not a crime. And if it is the leaders that you voted in that are actually releasing these people to go and kill you, the easiest way you can do, because you cannot fight all of them, if you know how to get that leader who is commanding them to go and kill you, that is the easiest way to actually stop people from killing you. That is your easiest self-defense. Is that not? Is it not? So when they come to start bringing rubbish and be telling you that you had to kill them, you had, without telling you why. Of course, I have showed you so many evidences. These are babies that I've showed you because it is the only thing we will be able to cover and show you. You will see it a little bit. That's how it is.
War that, when used then as now, was often a death sentence. Last December, 2 traditional rulers in Imo State were kidnapped from their palaces and taken to a camp where they were tagged saboteurs to the Biafran cause.
Now, this become when Hope Uzodinma, the Fulani. Have you ever seen the people that is watching me where there is a election? Somebody who took the 3rd position, the court, all of a sudden, Court of Appeal, declare him the winner. Third position, we watch the vote being counted. But because the person that won the election is not part of the cabals that can be controlled by Fulani, they take it to court. They automatically impose this man on Imo State people. There has been a bloodbath in Imo State ever since this man took over power, killing our people. Of course, you saw him talking the other day, telling you that the reason why they went and burned the market, military, army of conquest, Fulani army of conquest, went into a marketplace. They burned it down, destroying people's livelihood. You know the speech of that man, the imposed governor of Imo State came and gave. He came to say to the people, we are going to there. We discovered there are terrorists with okay, fourth position actually. Somebody is confirming it in the comment section. I was actually saying third. For you people to know, this is a comment of somebody. Fourth position, not even third. This is it. People are following. So, in that regard, he came to burn people's market and destroying their livelihood. These people are people whom he did not give employment. They now find a way to actually survive. Hope Uzodinma went and burned the whole market using the military. His response is that we discovered that there are some explosives in some shops inside the market. There are some terrorists hiding explosives inside some shops in the market. So if there is explosive in some shops in the market, you have to burn the whole market, destroying people's means of livelihood. And you come and you want to lie to people. And we are going to look into it and see people whom their businesses were destroyed, their livelihood were destroyed. And he never tell you whether they are going to use a blanket approach or holistic approach. Of course, they are not even going to use any of them. They are not even going to come to the party. That is a media statement. Have they come to the party? Even if they go there and start use a wood and start act like they are building the market, did they use a holistic approach to know everything that was destroyed from these people to actually replenish them or to replace them? No. The blanket approach they use is to buy wood, maybe, buy wood and go and make it as if they build the shop. To hell with you. And maybe when they are building the shop, if they did, because I didn't follow that news up, if they did build the shop, they will give you the video of the building the shop. The reason why I'm able to tell you, I have been a victim of such things. I have been a victim of such things. Come to the market for the sake of looking for one person, one criminal in the market. They will arrest everybody, including children, For the sake of, they say there was a criminal who just fly into this market. They will arrest everybody in that market, including children. That is Nigeria. At the end of the day, no compensation. You have to pay bail, including children have to pay bail, police bail to bail themselves out. Minors. It happened to me as a minor. I was in the market. They claimed there was a crime. They pick up everybody. As a minor, I stayed in police holding cell for 1 week. When I didn't even know. I don't even know what is the reason why they came to arrest people in the marketplace. It happened to me. I know their character. I paid money to bail myself out. They did not even present us in the court because they know it is illegal. They never bring us to court. They did not bring us to court. Because if they bring a minor like me that time, very many years ago, a minor. I was around 16, 17 years old. I don't even know what to commit crime look like or what prison look like. I was traumatized inside there. Why did they not present us to court? Because they know if they present a minor like me in court, if there is a judiciary that is working, number one, it is a violation of my right by taking me into custody without any crime tagged against me. They never tagged any crime against me. They were just waiting for my family to bring, was it 50,000? They charge everybody that amount. 50,000. Nanya Adam. Nanya Adam. If you don't have 50,000, you stay there. I found, you know what actually gave me hope? When I get inside that police holding cell, I found a 12-year-old child inside the police holding cell with criminals. I found him. He said he's been here for 6 months inside police holding cell. The criminals will exploit you inside there, making you to salute Kodo, hitting your head in the wall, and they will be telling you to sing No Man Iwe. From the other side, you hit your head on the wall. The people in the other police cell will say No Man Iwe. If they say they heard it, then you stop hitting your head. You will do it until you bring your cell show. If your family member did not bring you money like 1,500, you pay cell show. You will not sleep in the mat that night. You will be standing the whole night. This is how Nigeria traumatized children. Lawless country. Zoo. That is what Nigeria is. I don't think there will be anything that will make me love that country or that zoo. It is animal kingdom. Only if it never happened to you, you will never understand what is going on in Nigeria. Lawlessness is the order of the day. They don't know the difference between children, minor, and adult, and criminals. They don't know the difference. A child of 12 years old was there 6 months because his family does not have what it takes to come and take him out. He's been there. If my family did not bring 50,000 to come and take me out, I was going to be there for eternity without being presented to court, because that shows you that you are not a criminal without being presented to court. Dude, I was traumatized. You know what is a trauma? I can never forget that day. I can never forget that day. The first time I sit next to criminals, big criminals, dangerous ones. You have no idea. It's only when it happened to you or someone you know or your family member, then you will begin to know that is a hellfire Britain, that Britain set up there and call it Nigeria, the giant of Africa. And they will use propaganda to keep you warm. And the Obama of America, leaving the problem of America, Obama of America, all of you celebrated. A black man has become American president. All of a sudden, this black man turned to be a monster in Africa after killing Mama Gaddafi, because Gaddafi has a vision. They created a rebel that is trying to bring the government of Mama Gaddafi down. When Mama Gaddafi is fighting them, they claim that Mama Gaddafi is killing their own people. And they went and executed him so that dream he has for Africa will never actualize. That's what they do. Obama, he did it. And Obama came and tell you that the tax to keep Nigeria one, to keep hellfire one, is a tax that must be done. What does Obama? What is the business of Obama in America? He never finished the problem of America. He come to tell you the tax to keep Nigeria one is a tax that must be done. Obama never keep his family one. He want to keep hellfire one. What is his business? What is he going to benefit? These are the things you need to be asking yourself. When we tell you the structure that they build, it is to destroy you. It is to make you inhuman. It is to demonize you. It is to make you not to ever concentrate and see how they are exploiting you. It is to make you to fight one another. Because the best thing to do, let's forget about this diversity being your strength. Divide the country the way God left it. Let East go to East. Let North be in their North. They understand each other. If South want to be together, if they understand each other, let them be together. We are actually calling for that through referendum, for you to see how peaceful we are. Let there be a referendum. Let people decide where they want to belong. You don't want. You took Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, a prisoner of conscience, because he was exposing the activities of Nigeria the way I am exposing it. They went an extraordinary rendition him from Kenya, believing that it is going to stop the gospel. They do not know that the more that they are fighting us, the more we are impregnating people with knowledge. That the West killed Bob Marley, does it mean that the prophecies of Bob Marley died? No. That they killed all these people, all these activists, Martin Luther King, did their message die? No. The message continued to live on. That is the reason why Bible say, don't be scared to lose your life. Those who fight to protect their life, they will lose it. And those are those who call themselves One Nigeria because they are scared of war. You are scared of war. We are One Nigeria. We don't want to see war again. Those are the people which Bible say, if you fight to protect your life, you will lose it. One day, police or Ebubago will make a stray bullet in Kegaga because it's already a war. But that same bullet is going to kill you. Is it not better if you are going down, you go down fighting? Instead of you standing, when you are not fighting, you are not constituting nuisance. Someone is just killing you without any cause. No. You are not an animal. Maybe you are. If you are an animal, we are not an animal. We are human. And we will defend ourselves like human. Let's continue with their propaganda.
And tortured. One of them was killed. The video of the torture of the traditional rulers was obtained by the Nigerian police officers who raided the camp of the kidnappers. It is too graphic to be shown on screen.
Wow. So you know.
Sarah Eze, a police officer at the start of her career. For safety, we have changed her name. One morning in early 2021, she was on duty as a prison guard at a correctional facility in the southeast of Nigeria. Sarah's duty that day was to transport prisoners, but the vehicle she and her colleagues were traveling in was ambushed. Armed men killed Sarah and took her gun.
Okay. For the security reason, you don't want to mention her name, but she's already dead. So who are you protecting? Is it her dead body or who you are protecting? BBC. Are you protecting her dead body? Because I was expecting for the security reason we have changed her name. So it means that you are protecting the dead body. This is what they do. They protect you after you have died. They don't protect you when you are still alive. because the living ones does not value it. They don't know, as long as you are black, they don't see you valuable when you are still alive to protect you. They only start protecting you when you are gone. That is what she is displaying here. I was expecting to see this person they claim they are protecting, to see that she is still alive, only to find out they killed her and took her gun. Who killed her? The same terrorists that Nigeria is grooming. Let us continue.
Over a year later, her family is still trying to come to terms with her murder.
Kemgbe m na nwatakịrị a tawara ahụhụ, ndị a hafụrụ anyị wee nwụọ. Chineke mere m amara ewere aha ya si ka etinye n'ọrụ polisi. Ebe obi ya na-akwụ ụgwọ ụlọ, eme everything, achọ ihe ọ na-eri. Bịa ka nọkọtaziri, hey Chineke nna. Since ahụ, ihe afụbeghị m n'ahụ.
The Nigerian government blames IPOB for the murder of hundreds of security officials.
Did you hear that? Nigeria government blame IPOB for the murder of several police officers or hundreds of police officers. They blame IPOB without any fact or any figure, without any evidence, because the brown envelope journalists, what they do, they will give them brown envelope. Just go and report is IPOB. Report it is IPOB. They will run and go and report. Never been truthful in their reportage. Never. They will run, report it. That is the easiest way out of it. Came to a point, even those investigators, security agencies, their way out, they will sit in their couch, drinking tea or drinking beer, drinking Gouda or Star. They call them, there is a shootout there, police officers was killed. They say, just write it is IPOB. Don't bother yourself. Just blame it on IPOB. The journalists, instead of going to the field to investigate, they say, no, it is IPOB. BBC, of course. British propaganda machine. They report it. IPOB. Easiest way out. Because IPOB, we are harmless. You blame us. That's what they do. They sell cheap propaganda against our people. We are IPOB. Harmless people. Peaceful people. We are only looking for our freedom. We are not up here for violence against anybody, but you cannot come and kill us and we stand like this and watch you. We are no cowards. In as much as we are peaceful, loving people, disciplined, we are no cowards. That is the message. It is only a tree that heard that we are going to cut you off, and they stood put. Now, we are not trees. We are human beings. We have feelings.
As well as civilians. IPOB denies involvement, insisting it is agitating for separation from Nigeria through peaceful means. Their media warriors, though, continue their calls for violence. While
this stupid person talking jargon here, you know, the lady, this person is a stupid person, a journalist. They have handed him her a brown envelope. She's talking rubbish. This is the reason why white people will continue to rule over black people, because more money given to a black person, they sell themselves. They actually forget that this is myself. Look yourself in the mirror before you actually decide to kill me. Look at yourself in the mirror. If you can see me in you, you will never harm me. You will never do anything to sabotage me. But these people, they don't do so. White people, they don't love themselves. But in the time of problem, they know that they have to stand together. We can have our issues later. Not black people. This person could see and cause a saboteur. And if they give them small money, the one I call suicide, just small money, distraction will come in. That's what they do. Instigation. That's what they do. If this woman reporting this might be a Nigeria, and she knows the truth, but because a brown envelope have passed hands, she will not tell you the truth. Remember, she's working for British propaganda machine, BBC. Let's continue.
The desire of seeing their home region break away from Nigeria motivates many of them. Financial gains from donations and social media monetization also seems to play a part.
Wow. Social media.
In a rare interview, a former high-ranking member of IPOB spoke to us via phone. He told us how the group says it pays people to spread violent rhetoric and disinformation.
I want you people to understand that anything you should know, anything you do where there is no sabo from your own people that you are fighting to save, if they don't rise up to sabotage you, it means that what you are doing, you are not doing it right. That is the reason why you will have sabos all over the place. They are talking about Obido. Let's listen to them.
Information against the Nigerian government.
We have media those who confess that wiki of operation should have been countering some fake reports, information about us. But then, soon, man cannot discover that the activities is.
Oh, she's from East Africa, but she's reporting what is happening in Nigeria. From East Africa. Has she been on ground? Did she go to ground? Did she go to Nigeria before she started reporting junk? Did she go to Nigeria? In the BBC. Thank you very much, Agnes Chukwumemeka. She's from East Africa. Wow. Let's continue.
Making move from his own shenanigans. And so they decide a little bit modify their modus operandi. They bought thousands of laptops. So most of those people you see on social media actually responded from COVID. That is one group. And then you have those of us in Nigeria here. What they do is they pay you money to recharge your account.
Wow. Wow. So this is where those who are calling us recharge card media warrior, this is where it is derived. This is where it is derived. Those who are calling us recharge card media warrior. Obidio Bienu say that people are, that IPOB is paying people money to become media warrior. Because people who are being paid money, where are they? Because where is my share? If there are people who are being paid, am I left in the dark? Because I have never even seen a scratch card or recharge card that has been used. Talk more of the one that is going to be used. Mad people everywhere. This is a biggest sabo. A biggest sabo. These are the people that we started working and we were believing that we were with these people. Just small money pass into their hand. Small money pass into their hand. You become the people that you go to actually hunt with. As you arrive in the bush to actually hunt, They will shoot your legs and say it looks like the leg of the animal they are hunting. These are the people. Let's continue.
Data for you. They are everywhere in Nigeria. Of course, there is unemployment, and somebody who can receive Android phone of 70 to 100,000, maybe a laptop of 400,000 or thereabouts, they will do your video. So they are paid, they are encouraged, there is a lot of benefit to it, and most of them feel they are fighting for their father's nation without knowing that they are being used.
The BBC could not.
Wow. For your own information, this is my laptop I'm using. I bought it with my money. My gadget, I bought it with my money. Obidio, for your own information, I am an African decolonization activist before I joined Biafra struggle. And I am still. So in that regard, it means you came into the struggle for the sake of what you are going to actually benefit. You people made yourself available to be, to attract those people who knows that what we are doing is going to be a bad business for them. For you to collect money from them in order to start sabotaging what we are doing. Just like the agent of Provocateur is doing today. This is how people make themselves available in what is, good. You will think they are with you. You don't know they are only here for what they are going to benefit. Not there because they are on a mission with you. God will punish all of them. Suffer not a witch to live. That is what I believe in. We are fighting a just cause. One more emegide na one more emegide na one more. Nigeria is Pharaoh. Let my people go. Because Somalia will be better than Nigeria. Somalia will be better than Nigeria. The prophecy is given. The prophecy is given. And you can see it is unraveling. Let's continue.
Independently verify these claims, but we have seen broadcasts by some of the people identified as being part of this disinformation effort admitting to being paid, either by IPOB or by supporters, for the work they do.
So that money was truly sent to me, and I share within the people, the names of the people where we say.
This is when they use our sister Efe to actually, the infiltrators, when they were coming in, the enemies of the movement gave money to these people to use it to buy some of our media warriors because they understand how formidable our media warriors are. They gave them money in the name as if they are giving them gift. Some of them got carried away because some of them knows they are only available here for that money that they will attract from the, oppressors to sabotage the movement. Because they will, they can only use somebody that knows you, that is inside, so that when they're telling their story, people will believe it is the truth. Just like different stories that is, making round now from the enemies of IPOB, from the enemies of Biafra. Different stories. They will make you believe in those stories because nasi no onye mamadu. Onye no madu nso na nisi because you know that. They now use onye no nso to make to actually tell the story of how your teeth is smelling without knowing that they cannot tell that story. They have to use lies mixed with something that looks like a truth. Because for the fact they were already close to you, people will believe they know, even when they don't know. That is actually the plan. Give them script. Let them sell this script. Let them sell this narrative. Meanwhile, they were with you. Then people will believe you because they know that you have been there. They know you have been there. That's how it is.
That money
They give when you share the money though.
yes, they give me the money, make I share and give as in among ourselves.
We contacted IPOB leadership with our findings from this investigation. The leadership replied, but did not provide a response. We contacted all of the
That is the response I am providing today. That is the response I am providing today. Since you claim you contacted them, they didn't give you a response. Take this one as a response. Take it as a response.
media warriors featured in this story to ask for their comments, but had no response. Meanwhile, on the ground, people struggled to come to terms with the violence their broadcasts have called for.
Wow.
In the first 3 months of this year, more than 30 police officers, soldiers, customs officers, and civilians have been killed by.
If those police officers are being killed by civilians, why aren't you counting the civilians that were killed by police officers? Unarmed civilians. So if the civilians decided to say that we can no longer stand and watch police officers killing us without doing anything, when the criminals and terrorists are moving freely, killing people also, and now I will be believing that I have a police to protect me, while the police is the terrorist himself. What will you do as a civilian? You start fighting for yourself. If actually what I am doing here is a word of enlightenment to tell people how to protect themselves, and you find it as being incitive, that is your business. I care and love my people. I will tell them things that will help them to protect themselves, to thrive, to live. Every life matters. The police is supposed to be a sacrificial lamb because he is there to protect the civilians, not there to kill the civilians, unarmed. No. There is an extent you will actually beat somebody. Every day you see what these people, you are killing them, beating them. One day they will actually summon courage. I know you are going to kill me. So if you want to kill me, let's kill me while let's die fighting. So the people that this police has been killing, they have risen up, fighting the police, and you are blaming it on IPOB. Is that not stupidity? Is that not stupidity, if I may ask? Don't you know what police brutality is like in Nigeria? Don't you know what happened in Obibo? Don't you know what is happening in Imo State? Don't you know what Ebubago is doing in Ebonyi State, in Imo State? Don't you see them? If the people who are being killed by Ebubago went to the marketplace day before yesterday or day before yesterday, they went and opened fire and killed innocent people. What if those people who they have killed their family tomorrow, they have access to gun? Do you think they will leave it? Let it just go like that. When I am paying tax for you to protect the land, I am paying tax for paying tax for them to use it and pay you as a police officer, only for you to get a gun. I use my tax money to give you gun and bullet to protect the land. You are using my tax money to come and kill me. Are you guys listening to yourself? Self-defense is not a crime.
Unknown gunmen in the southeast region.
Wow.
During the BBC team's trip to the region to gather material for this report in February, 7 police officers were killed at checkpoints in Enugu State, and a police station in Anambra State was attacked. And still, the disinformation and calls to violence continue. But how is that happening? Social media companies insist hate speech and harmful disinformation are against their community guidelines and actively work to remove it. The BBC team investigating these pages found that Meta, Facebook's parent company, had in fact issued warnings to some of them. But the disinformation spreaders have learned how to beat the system by using local languages. Human moderation in local languages is limited, and the technology social media companies deploy also.
So because they started using their local languages, it means they want to beat the system. Mad people everywhere. Mad people. Let me remind you, East African woman, is English your language? Is English your vernacular? Is it your language? Does it mean when you start communicating in your language, it means that you want to incite violence? These are baseless claims, these criminals. They are criminals because they look forward to incriminate innocent people. Baseless claims that they will always bring up in the name they are reading news.
Seems to find it hard to recognize breaches of its guidelines when not in English.
If you speak to most disinformation experts, fact checkers, they will tell you that language is a problem. I mean, in Nigeria, you don't think about it. There are more than 200 languages. If tomorrow a particular section of Nigeria wanted to, fight a particular section, and they go into their language silos and ecosystem and things like that, echo chambers, you probably won't be able to pick it.
Okay. Now, this defines the reason why we are believing in self-determination, because there is no strength in our diversity. You just make mention. If one tribe decide to use their language now to kill other people will not hear it. Why is it that you call us a nation? I am not even interested in hearing your language. It means we don't have anything in common. So why then are you forcing us to be together, knowing that language is actually a weapon that we could use to fight one another? Why are you actually breeding this weapon that you know that can explode at any time? Why don't you make a head while the sun is shining? Why don't you? A stitch in time saves 9. So why aren't you trying to make people, this language is a problem. It is the diversity also. Let's make people go your way. You understand each other, be this side. You understand each other, be this side. You understand each other, be this side. We have a free trade policy. We will still have that relationship. Must we do it by force? Must we do it by fight? A very simple thing that we can do, we actually propose, let it be done through a referendum. They cannot agree with us because the master in Britain does not want it that way, because the master in Britain knows that we are not colonized mentally. We are decolonized. We will not allow their exploitation economically. We will not allow their exploitation psychologically. That is their biggest fear. That's why they're acting like they're not hearing us. But time will tell.
And then let's say you get into WhatsApp, which is sort of end-to-end encrypted. How are you as a fact checker? How are you going to understand what is happening in that space? It will take you, somebody flagging it, then you now have to translate to English, understand the context, understand the dialect, understand the language, how it is said, before you can actually do anything about it.
Okenna Okechukwu, also known as Biafran Child, is one of the media warriors, and he demonstrates this tactic when he calls for attacks on a known critic of IPOB.
Why I'm saying this in my downlet is because I don't want them to stop me. I don't want them to block me. I don't want them to block me on this page. But what I'm trying to tell you, for those of you that don't understand my downlet, ask people.
Posts on Mr. Okechukwu's page claim he has received warning from Facebook. While this indicates that Facebook is doing something about disinformation, Nicholas Ibekwe believes that IPOB and its adaptable troll army has found fertile ground on Facebook, and the social media platform should do more.
What is Facebook doing? Why are those videos still up on Facebook? People come in and do Facebook.
Now, in that regard of I don't want them to block me, in that regard, you will understand why. What is the reason why? Let me show you something. What is this? Why do you see the eyes rolling? I use it to cover it because I don't want them to block me. It is sensitive. I don't want them to block me because I am showing you a graphics that is sensitive. That's why I block them. I don't want them to block me because they will always find something somebody said. They will not analyze it. They will not give you a reason why, a background reason why that person make that statement. They will just use it to try to incriminate that person because BBC is a British propaganda machine which they use to promote the oppressors and actually suppress the voice of the oppressed. And that is why we are here, taking it one step at a time to actually analyze it and bring it to you the way it is. If I don't block this thing, if I don't put this thing to block the graphics, Facebook can block me. Yes. Does not mean you are committing a crime. But there are things you cannot actually show because of the community standard of that media you are using. So the fact that of course, so many of you who are Sabo, who are also hearing Igbo, did he speak anything? Did he say anything? You know, he said that there are things he don't want them to block him because there are things he cannot say. Maybe it violates the community standard of Facebook. Does not mean that it is a crime. This image I am showing, if I don't cover it, it violates the community standard of Facebook, does not mean it is a crime that I'm doing, but it's just violating the community standard of Facebook because I'm actually reporting the evil crime, the heinous crime against my people. Look at them. They were killed and they were murdered in cold blood, butchered like animals. That is what you are seeing.
For us, where they basically threaten people's life, where they claim that they will kill so and so people, and they basically, one way or the other, even, take responsibility for some killings that has happened. Why they do all those virtual signaling and call out and say all sort of on Facebook. And it seems Facebook has really gone to sleep, or Facebook does not think that this comment, this post that they do on Facebook have consequences.
Wow. The BBC reported 2 of the numerous broadcasts identified as containing potentially harmful disinformation and outright call for attacks on people to Facebook. 3 different accounts reported the posts. They received the same statement, saying their technology reviewed the report and ultimately decided not to take it down. Wow. We reached out to Facebook again, querying this assessment. This was their response. Facebook took down the broadcasts on April 5th after the BBC sent links to them directly. A Meta spokesperson told the BBC that calling for violence was unacceptable. Meta also said the broadcasts reported by the BBC team were removed because they violated their policies. It said it would continue to take aggressive steps to combat harmful content and misinformation across Africa. and that it had 15,000 people reviewing content in more than 70 languages.
Okay, across Africa, why does BBC of Britain care for Africa so much? But there was a Holocaust that they covered in 1967 to 1970. They concealed the information, they concealed the coverage. They did not show it to the world. That is the reason why, if you see any African person in Europe, in America, you ask them, do you know about Biafra War? They don't know about it because BBC was the mainstream media who covered it. They concealed it. Why? As if they care. As if they care. Talking about Africa. Have you ever seen oppressors implementing something that will actually help the oppressed? Have you ever seen it? These are people who are two-faced. They will always appear as if they love you. When you turn back, they will slaughter you. They'll butcher you. Yeah, they will just pretend to the world. We are just loving people. We love Africa. You love what do you love about Africa? The things that is coming from their ground. That is what these people love about us. They don't love anything about us. You imagine BBC saying in Africa, Africa, my food. This is where I am going to actually be sidelining this BBC rubbish. And now, in that regard, BBC have not seen that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu has been released, discharged and acquitted by Nigeria judiciary, but yet Nigeria security refused to release him. Have you ever seen in any part of the world where a court will make a declaration, discharge and acquit this person? We do not have a jurisdiction to try this man because you violated international law and treaties which governs extradition process. By going to Kenya, off the book, kidnapping this man, torturing him for 8 days, rendition him to Nigeria, as Kenya may say, they said that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is still technically in Kenya. It means you never stamped him out. It means that everything you did is off the book. Violation of international right and treaty. And the court discharged and acquitted him of the frivolous crime that they have leveled against him. Yet, Nigeria refused to release him. Which country in the world does that? Where in the world is judiciary being undermined? Judiciary is there to protect the right of innocent people. Judiciary is supposed to be independent body that protect the lives of people. There are 3 arms of government in Nigeria. That is executive, which is where the president is. There is legislatures, where the senators fall in. There is judiciary, independent body. Why is that judiciary being interfered with? Why are they being interfered with? Because Nigeria is a lawless country. They don't believe in right of people. They practice anarchy. They practice anarchy. They practice, is it autocracy, tyranny? That is what they do. And that is the reason why people are dying every day. Because police will arrest somebody. Police will arrest a suspect without any evidence. Police will judge that suspect. Police will sentence that suspect to death or to life in police custody. Not life imprisonment though. Life in police holding cell. in Nigeria. Remember, there is life imprisonment. In Nigeria, there is a life in police holding cell. Police judge you, put you there, forget you. Is that a country? Is that a nation? That is the reason why we cannot take that anymore. We cannot breathe. We are going to exit Nigeria, whether the Britain want it or not, whether Nigeria want it or not. It is our right to believe in self-determination. It is our right to divorce. It is our right to actually say we don't want to be here anymore. It is our right, and we are going to actually embrace it using the same principle which they use to bring us together. If they use principle of violence to bring us together, we will use principle of violence to separate. If they use principle of referendum or whatever, if they use principle of orderliness, we are using principle of orderliness. Whichever thing that they use to force us to be together, we are going to go through that route to separate from Nigeria. We are not Nigeria. We are not Nigerian. Nigeria is a British company. Niger area. It is a British company. Which they use to actually name us. A British company actually labeled with the slave names, bywords, Nigeria, Niger area. Before they formulate it, Portuguese call it what they call it, French call it what they call it, they come to a terms with Nigeria. It doesn't exist. But until we meet again, stay safe, stay informed. Bye.